Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Fred and Lola, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is her ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred's using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction, and the only correction that we give here at school is a little tug and let go on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Lola is going to come home with her very own training collar, and you'll be taught how to use it properly during your lesson. Now she is sitting very nicely at Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done, and the first exercise that they're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. The command is Lola heel, and she has a job to do at this point, and that is to match pace with you, not forging ahead or lagging behind, and each time that you stop your feet, Lola has been taught to sit automatically to wait for her next command. So this is very important to you, because if she misbehaves on the street, now you have a way to control her, and that is with your left hand, your little tug and let goes, and she's been taught to stay right with you, focused more on you than what's going on around you. And the next exercise that Fred's going to demonstrate for you is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command. And because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. You're going to practice these exercises in your home as well as outside. The long sit stay is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. When Fred returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her as an additional distraction, and she should remain seated until he gets all the way back around to where they started at heel position. And they take off heeling again. And heeling is going to be very important to you. And we have gone all over the neighborhood with Lola, making sure that she's heeling properly, not lunging out at anyone, and is just a happy girl. And she's doing a great job. The tail is up and wagging. She enjoys doing her training. Nice automatic sit. Fred leaves her in another stay. We just had a big gust of wind come up. So practice, practice, practice. Now the next exercise that Fred's going to demonstrate for you is the recall, or the come on command. The command is Lola come. She should come right in front and sit facing your knees, so that eliminates jumping on anyone for attention. Fred leaves her in another sit stay. You use her name, you lighten your tone of voice, you praise her on the way in. And she comes right in front and sits. Very good. I lost my camera angle there for a minute. Very good girl. Now Fred's going to heel her out of that exercise. We're going to try to get her over there in the sun maybe a little bit for her down commands. And there are 2 down commands. There's down from a heel and down from a distance. So with your dog seated at your left in a heel position, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and use the one-word command to down. And then if you're going to leave her, you tell her stay. Your long down stay, you should practice right in your living room. You should lengthen out your time and your distance. This helps to develop focus and maturity. When Fred returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her just as he did on the sit stay, returning all the way back around as an additional distraction. He heels her out of that exercise. And you're going to have this video to work with at home so that you can continue to practice with her, and you're going to have us there as your coach. Straight down toward the ground, the one-word command to down. These down stays are really important. And you can see that she's not intimidated. She's doing her exercises with a lot of gusto and enthusiasm. Now this time, instead of returning to her, Fred's going to call her in. You see she comes in happily and sits nicely. all about being a lady. And Fred heels her out of that exercise, and we're going to demonstrate our down from a distance. So Fred's going to leave her in a sit-stay, and those sits are automatic. When he stops walking, he's not telling her to do it. He's going to use his right hand to give the command, and the firm command to down. And if you notice, Fred's not yelling at her, he's not loud, because dogs have very acute hearing and they don't need to be yelled at. They just understand the command. Now we have demonstrated for you Lola's heel, her automatic sit, her stay, her down from a distance, and her come. These are the exercises that you're going to practice with her, both indoors and outdoors. You're going to get a lot of private coaching on the day that she comes home. She's been a really good girl, and we've enjoyed having her. Thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.